Welcome to RAD, a new series where we tackle the imminent challenge of finishing records. Daily, I'm gonna be finishing records from start to finish in under 24-hour margin. I'm gonna create hyper complex records on some occasions. I'm gonna create simple records on others, and we're gonna anchor it tight with methodologies and systems, workflows that I've developed over the last few years and that I've compiled in a book called Music Production Speed, which you can check out, by the way, at totalvisions.com. Anyway, let's get down to it. I'm making a funky fammy record today, and yeah, let's dive deep into it. I started this record with testing out this Nubian minor pentatonic thing where it goes around like a normal minor pentatonic, but instead of using the third of the scale, I'm using the second, and kind of developed around that, found some nice modal possibilities around that, in the sense of that I can move between various scales with more flexibility. I started the song in the key of B flat minor pentatonic Nubian, and I kind of flicked it around to F minor, G sharp, A flat, F minor, A flat, and C minor. So it's a hyper complex one, this one. I already got a riff with my bukla. I played a riff with my guitar as well. I played this riff on guitar as well, which is quite cool. I'm gonna let it sit just the beginning. I have this 909 thing going on, and let's go. We're on the clock. Let's finish this record. Project framing wise, like the only thing on my mood board is obelisks and fragmentations. So the whole concept is to have this idea of the obelisk, a stature that stands erected in many places around the world, that has a shady symbolism around it, so kind of create a mysterious vibe about it, but also fragment this obelisk, show different sides of it. It's a bit abstract, obviously, but that's kind of my project frame. And then I already wrote some parts on the guitar before coming in, so I've got this super cool chord progression that I'm about to show you. Yeah, I'm still getting my hands around it to kind of play appropriately. But basically, yeah, that's one of the main chord progressions that I wanted to lead with, and I had a few articles written, like in terms of my recording log, just a few items that I wanted to get down with, some riffs, some phrases, and maybe fragment them or kind of create around it. So in any case, I'm gonna try to pin this chord down in some of the sections. The track took quite the psychedelic mood, which I really appreciate, because that was kind of in the original concept, but I was not expecting that the bukla would have such an influence and kind of structure the track around it, because it really sets the mood perfectly, sits elegantly. And the drum pattern that I've got there is quite intriguing actually, because I was not anticipating to use a 4-on-4 909 kit, you know, that was not an intention whatsoever. It was more gonna be like weird type signatures and stuff, and kind of shift and fracture time signatures. So I wanted to give this organic shifter vibe. But in any case, things kind of carry on, you know, in the sessions. So I don't think I'm gonna stick in the composition stage for too long. But yeah, so let's see what we've pinned down so far. Let's see some of these original performances that I've had, and let's see how we're gonna move to the next stage 2, the arrangement. Check it out. I'm already doing something that I've never done before. I've basically sequenced shakers with an ARP. It's crazy. So I ARP sequenced a shaker, guys. I've never done that before. This is a total revelation. Let's get in. To bring in some funk. F minor and G minor 6 chords. Bam, let's go. Alright guys, we took exactly 2 hours or an hour 40 minutes to compose the song. I laid out, I pre-prepared the material beforehand, a few riffs, a few phrases, a little bit of a project frame in terms of a music mood board and what have you. But now is the time where I'm done with stage 1, composition. That's over. I've laid it out, I've formed, I put my emotions on the line. So time to move on and get technical now. It's time to arrange the music and put it in a template, a frame of a temporal expression that others perhaps could relate to, or that would give this material, the song content, the best possible emotional frame to work through. So let's dive in. Stage 2, arrangement. I'm gonna give it 90 minutes to do arrangement. I'll have a quick luncher and we're gonna put a clock on for 90-minute countdown for arrangement. All right, see you in a bit. Right guys, all right, so I kind of flew with the arrangement in 40 minutes. I got this layout going on. Gonna go through it with you guys. I almost didn't waste much really, just used most of the clips, maybe 3 or 4 got dished out, which is quite good to be honest. Usually it's way more than that. So the arrangement feels like it's gonna be an ABC section sort of arrangement. I might add some fills, lining up the arrangement. As you can see, it's pretty neat, honestly. Not much going on, like in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll consider all the drum rhythm section as 1, so in total it's about 10. Did a slight mixing, just added some parallel channels to give the drum a bit of a head. Sounds good to me.